This is First GenXers.
All right. Hello, and how y'all doing? And welcome to this week's edition of The Classroom featuring on First GenXers Presents Broadcast Network here on Twitch and YouTube. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, and I am here as always with the lovely Miss O'Malley. How are we doing today?
What's up?
What's up? And we are here. Well, we're gonna mention, and then we're gonna take a little time back and trip back in the time machine. First and foremost, we're gonna open up the show with, of course, the NBA Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. Let me be the first to say that was not what I had on my bingo card for this year's NBA Finals at all. But it's gonna turn out to be something worth seeing 100%. So first, before we get here, because we've been gone for 2 weeks, thanks to me and my personal business. No, we're gonna take a look back at the Western Conference Finals, which was a 7-game series between the Spurs and the Thunder. There's a lot of Thunder fans out there. One of them commented on one of our YouTube clips about how, only reason the Spurs beat them is because Jay Will and Mackey or McKee are out. And that's the only reason by San Antonio. It's like, dude, look, y'all are repeatedly known, the Thunder are, as the deepest team in the West in basketball, damn near pretty much. Sorry, bro, you can't use the injury excuse. You can't use the injury reason for this one. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Williams is important to what the Thunder do. And the problem wasn't that they didn't have the depth. They had the depth. It's that, unfortunately, Chet Holmgren didn't seem like he came or wanted to play in Game 7 at all. But O'Malley, your thoughts on this 7-game series and it turning out that the Wemby and the Spurs got the victory?
Well, I'm surprised on the outcome.
Yeah.
I had said this to begin with, that series would likely, for a lot of people, feel like more like a championship series than anything.
The finals themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate, but I always hate, as a Warriors fan, and this bringing me back to our first championship that we won after 4 decades of waiting, right?
Yes.
And then to hear all of if this player wasn't out, and this player wasn't out, and this player wasn't out, and like, no, we had a better bench. We had a deep squad. We took better care of our players throughout. Like, there are things that set this up. And so, like, they're also talking like, it's not like they lost Steph. Right?
It's not like the SGA went down or something.
Yeah. So this is one of those where next man up. Like, you've got to play like. And so I think that what you said in that game, that it really appeared that the very skinny werewolf did not want to play. There's something weird about him. I'm sorry. He's just a tall, like, furry dude. But that's where you need to be looking, not at who wasn't there. It was who was there and still didn't show up.
It's just like the reason why I talk to people about when they're like, why did y'all run to go get KD? Because when you can replace 8-point-a-game Harrison Barnes with 38-point-a-game KD, you do it. Period. It's honestly just that simple. But in this series, to me,
because it was an available option. Would you pass that up? That's like the draft. And are you going to pass up the best available at that point? Even if maybe you didn't need a quarterback, were you going to pass on Caleb Williams? Like,
no,
it's
you just don't do it.
no,
You just don't do it. And Wemby and them boys, let me tell you, like they came wanting to play. They came hungry. And I think that was the difference between what happened in that game 7 between the Spurs and the Thunder. Is the Spurs came hungry. They knew they were going to have to because they were on somebody else's court.
And that's the other part that we could also talk about is that y'all let it go to 7 in the first place. Should never have let it go that far.
Yep. Should have finished them off in their own house in game 6.
Yep.
Took care of business. You had a 3-2 lead.
Yep.
You know, and I tell people that, you know, oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention was that I guess Wemby and Chet have some kind of rivalry going back to like the high school All-American days shit. Like,
well, I mean, it tracks. They've got the same body build.
They're both tall poles.
Yeah.
I keep saying I love Wemby to death.
They live in very unfortunate places. Like they have tornadoes in both of the places that those two live. Like, can you imagine them in some high wind?
Just gone. But I tell people like, and people think I'm joking when I say this, and I'm not saying this is a negative about Wemby, but like I'll even knock it down to be more generous. A third of his defensive skill is just the fact that he's so fucking tall.
Well, yeah, because let's be honest, Wemby lost the game for them the other night.
Yeah.
You fouled him?
We'll get to that too.
Tied?
Yep.
Really? Oh, yeah, sorry. Getting ahead
of
the game.
No. I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to get to that too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but first we're going to go over to the Eastern Conference real quick before we move forward into the finals. And yeah, the Eastern Conference Finals, it wasn't. I believe it was almost over by the time we did our last show. Like that's how long the Knicks were off before they played their next game. Like I want to say, like between the second and third,
it feels like a whole ass new season for them.
I'm like between the second and third round of NBA Finals, the Knicks that's got to be some kind of record for most days off in between, but before you play.
I feel like the Warriors have been close to that a couple of times too, just because of their habit of closing out in 4. And then
oh no, go ahead.
Having the other teams not close out until through 7, like.
And it's one of those things where the Knicks are on a historic run. Like understand it. They've won. They have not lost a game since going down 2-1 to Atlanta in the first round. And their margin of victory
they've been playing ever since. That shit ain't happening again. Just watch.
And here was the thing about it. After they blew through the Cavs, because I figured the Cavs were at least gonna. You got fucking Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. You could at least get a game.
Yeah.
No.
Could, but didn't.
Have people. And here's what I love. And here's the funniest story that came out of that as far as the Cleveland side of that. Immediately after getting blown out and blown through. Now, mind you, I will give them credit. I can bet you Cleveland's legs were jello. It's not an excuse. It's not even a reason. But I can bet that their legs were jello coming off a 2 7-game series.
Oh yeah.
So I do get that. But Cleveland, like, you got to show some kind of heart, man. I think average margin of victory was something like 12 points a game for the Knicks. Like Cleveland, you might as well just not shown up and just said, you know what, y'all just go on to the finals.
You know what I really think that they need? You know what I think Cleveland really, really needs? I think that they need LeBron to go back there.
Oh, but that was it. Immediately after the series is over and they just lost 4-0. I got sidetracked with how bad they lost. Well, I'll say, but after they lost in 4-0, the Cleveland Cavaliers announced that they're going to be looking to sign James Harden to a long-term contract after that nigga just disappeared in the conference finals.
The fuck?
And that they have full faith in Kenny Atkinson. Now, don't get me wrong, the Kenny Atkinson thing I get. You can only do so much with I'll say you can only do so much with talent that can only do so much. And he got them there. He got them to the conference finals. He worked them through 2 7-game series. It was just too much. And they caught the Knicks on a hot run. But so Kenny Atkinson, I understand. He's of that, I won't say Steve Kerr coaching tree, but he's one of those two. There were 2 head coaches out of the 4 in the conference finals that are former assistant head coaches under Steve Kerr. Atkinson, and now the man that's coaching the Knicks in the finals.
Yeah, you mean the one that got fired so untimely and quickly by Sacramento, just now to go to another team to end up taking them to the finals? Not a good move, Sacramento.
The guy that was unceremoniously fired from Cleveland because he couldn't win a finals with LeBron James. But that wasn't his fault. Nope. LeBron wasn't really. I believe he didn't.
A lot of coaches couldn't win a finals with LeBron James. So.
Yeah, no, you got a valid point there. But did was he the one that coached them to the 07 finals? I want to say Mike Brown was the one that coached them to the 07 finals. The one that they got swept by the Spurs.
Yeah,
look it up.
Mike Brown.
I was right. Yay! Ding, 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 ding. I win the prize. All right. But yes, Mike Brown was the one that coached them to that. So this is kind of a revenge thing for him.
Yeah,
facing the Spurs in the finals, huh?
Yeah.
And what's like I'm like, huh?
That was a really nice fuck you.
Big time. Come back hella years later to beat him for an NBA championship.
You think I forgot?
Not a damn thing. But yeah, so I do love that for Steve Kerr, that he gets to watch 2 guys that worked very closely with him throughout the Warriors dynasty, make it this far and face off to go to the NBA finals. And one of them actually get there.
Quick side quest on that. Major props to Michael Jordan. He gave Steve Kerr his own flowers because they ran into each other sometime around when Kerr was trying to decide whether or not he was going to come back. And he saw him and basically said to him, thank you. I owe you a lot for everything I have. And Jordan looked at him and said, you earned every single thing that you have.
Hell yeah. Maybe that's part of what convinced him to come back.
I think that it partially was.
Yep.
So that's respect. That's
big time respect. And especially considering coming from someone that I believe Steve Kerr himself, but a lot of people consider the greatest basketball player of all time. Like that's a stroke of the ego 100%. Because a lot of people look at those Bulls teams with Steve Kerr on them and they see Steve Kerr as basically a faceless role player and don't understand the work that Kerr put in helping the Bulls achieve some of the success.
And that was basically part of the flowers that Jordan gave him, that he has earned everything he has and then some, especially as a coach. Everything that he's done as a coach is solely been on him.
All 300 something victories, like Steve Kerr. And here's the thing about it. I'm gonna say this as we start close this out and start to talk about the finals, is that everybody always says Mark Jackson, Mark Jackson, Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr didn't do the Mark Jackson. I honestly can say to myself, the performances of that team under Mark Jackson in the playoffs the previous years, or the previous, didn't he get us to the playoffs like 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Or 3 years? And we got bounced first, second round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Mark Jackson ever gets us to a finals. I think that we're definitely a good team, but I don't know if he gets us to a finals and we win 4 championships. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his flowers for being a part of, or being one of the architects to get us to where we were at during that dynasty, 100%. But to say that those rings would have been his had he remained our coach, I just don't know.
You can look at it in business or you can look at it in baseball. Okay, business, Mark Jackson set up the deal. Steve Kerr came in and closed it. Okay.
Yes.
He's the closing pitcher in the World Series.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
100%.
Like and honestly, now granted, I know how a lot of those guys originally felt going into that first season because a lot of them were upset about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
because Mark Jackson was a favorite. The guys loved him.
But
and rightfully so.
Yes, but I think that Kerr has coached them in a way and they have a relationship with him that just went above that. And it's nothing against Mark Jackson. It's not. Great coach. He did set it up. You know,
he laid the foundation.
Worked well with what he had. He just didn't quite have what it took to bring it all the way through. And I'm not sure, even with the same teams that Kerr had, he would have.
Only team that I could probably say the results don't differ is if somehow we still end up in a position where we land Kevin Durant and Mark Jackson.
Do that without Steve Kerr, though.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And like as I was gonna say, not just Kevin Durant, but does Andre Iguodala agree to come off the bench if that conversation is not with Steve Kerr? Like, you know what I'm saying? So people got to understand that, yes, Mark Jackson deserves the credit for where credit is due for being one of the architects of the foundation of that Warriors team that ended up becoming a dynasty. But Steve Kerr is the guy who built the house. And
this is coming from fans who were even like, what the fuck to begin with. Right? Because you go from Mark Jackson and finally starting to get into the playoffs to somebody who'd never actually coached a basketball game and had only been a general manager in front office outside of being a player. So yeah, we were ourselves kind of like, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Yes. But it made sense. That was proof of trust the process.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's good. That's when I started saying things like in Myers and Lakeup, I trust. It is what it is. Like whatever move they make, no matter how nonsensical, I'm gonna trust that there's a bigger plan to it. And if there isn't, then I'll criticize them on the back end. But for right now, on the front end, I'm gonna trust in them. Mike Dunleavy has not necessarily had the best first two off seasons of his NBA GM career. But I trust Joe Lakeup and Bob Myers in choosing Mark Dunleavy to be his successor. That Dunleavy
Bob Myers,
will
if you
get
ever
the job
want
done.
to come back, we are willing to take you back.
Yes. Oh man, I think he just signed on with some other team.
Experiment didn't work out the way you thought it would, and you want to come home.
There'll be no hate. All right. Well, I think this offseason, if he can manage to bring back Kristaps and Horford to pair with a healthy Jimmy, I think that and then whoever they take in the draft could be enough to help lift us to, at least for 1 year, to a level that we haven't been at in a couple of years. So.
Yeah. Can we just get 1 year, and let everybody retire happy, and then we'll drown our sorrows for several years
More.
after that. I'm
All
okay
right.
with rebuild if we can at least get one real good last push in.
One last push, not this inconsistent play in every year stuff like All right. So the last thing we're talking about in this block is the finals themselves. The Knicks have gone up in dramatic fashion, having come back from leads of 10 plus in both games to take a 2-0 lead. This is what I meant. What is happening right now is what I meant when we were talking off air about the Knicks are on a Warriors type run. And you said the same thing, that they give you the same feeling as it did the Warriors' first year of getting back to that finals in 2015, where it doesn't feel like the Knicks can do anything wrong.
Well, and the crazy thing is because I'm questioning what I said to my husband at the beginning of this. Because he's a huge Lakers fan, so he's like, I could never say go Spurs, right? And I was like,
Go Spurs, go.
I heard you say one time go Celtics. But that's a whole other story. His hate for LeBron runs deeper right now than his love for the Lakers. But I said Knicks in 6 sounds good. But at this rate, it's going to be Knicks in 4.
If the Spurs don't turn something around, because what in the world, like the San Antonio Spurs lose both games in San Antonio. I think it was best said, I forget who it was. It may have been Kendrick Perkins. He's like, everybody was ready to see, because the Spurs ended up beating the Thunder, because I said this as well to Swap. This is a completely different series if they're playing a fully healthy Thunder team, period. I don't think the Knicks run over the Thunder in the first 2, regardless of what's going on.
Likely a 7-game series, 6 or 7 games easy.
And this could still be a 6 or 7 game series. Maybe Wemby shakes the butterflies and puts up another 40-20 game in game 3, and that gets San Antonio rolling.
I'm sorry, but you made the biggest no-no in all no-nos by fouling at the most inopportune time.
Jalen Brunson of all people, too.
Yeah. So
Wemby. But it shows his youth, though. You know what's funny?
You took that. I was just about to say that it shows his youngness.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Did you see after game 1 in the press conference, Wemby they said, has Greg Popovich talk to you? Or no, it was during the middle of the Thunder series. He's like, if Greg Popovich talked to you, and if so, what did he say? And he said, yeah, I won't say much. I'll just say, he just told me I'm not this bad. I'm better than this, and I need to do better. And I'm like, leave it to Pop. That was a hallmark of Pop's coaching style.
Well, that, and add in the fact that he's got even less of a filter now after his stroke. That probably did not come across even as tactful as it may have in the past.
Yeah. And I think that's going to benefit Wemby long term in his career.
Absolutely.
Because this ain't the last finals the Spurs are going to be in, even if they do get swept, or they lose gentlemen swept, whatever. This ain't the last one. They're young. They got studs all over the place, and yeah.
I just don't really, at this point, with how they're playing, I don't see the Knicks losing at home. And did you see that tickets for those games are selling higher than Super Bowl tickets sold?
You know what? Again, and in that way, it reminds me of the Warriors' first one. When you got a team that has not won a championship in almost 50 years, everybody wants to be there. It doesn't matter if they're a fan or not. Everybody wants to be there.
And again, this is one of the most storied franchises in basketball.
Yes.
So, yep.
The Knicks were a part of the ABA, right? They came in from the ABA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would be like if the Brooklyn Nets were on the verge of winning an NBA Finals,
Yeah.
If the Charlotte Hornets were on the verge of winning an NBA Finals, something like that. It would be the tickets are going to be through the roof because that's history right there.
Yeah.
One more quick note on the NBA before we go to commercial break. They are talking about expansion And one of the teams that was talked about as a potential location is actually outside of the country, and that's what's blowing my mind. I think it was like Mexico City or something like that is being talked about as a potential location, and also Seattle, of course, always comes up whenever there's expansion talk.
Yeah.
Of a potential.
My understanding is what I have heard is that Seattle would get first dibs in any.
I hope so.
In any franchise, yeah, especially after what happened with them thinking they got the Kings and then have the rug just ripped right out from under them.
And I love that Presti's willing to give, basically the Sonics logo, trademark, and all that, and history back to the city of Seattle. If they get an expansion team.
Yeah.
Too bad Art Modell didn't do that with the Browns. Like, that would have been pretty cool of him. Like, instead of continuing to keep the Browns legacy tied to his Baltimore Ravens, he could have given it back to the city of Cleveland when they got a new version of the Browns. But anyway, that's something we'll talk about after the break. So we are going to take a break real quick and watch some promos real quick. I know I keep saying real quick. But it's not as quick as you think. It's actually about 5 minutes.
437 seconds later.
And we will see you guys after that to talk. There's been some big news going on in the NFL, and we are going to talk about it because the division that my team plays in has just gotten a hell of a lot harder.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. This is The Classroom right here on First GenXers Presents and the Double KK Double Network on YouTube. Stick with us. There's more to talk about. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the First GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the Switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the First GenXers. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the First GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High high, let me see all of it. Grateful, I'm lovely, and I've been real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode.
Adams family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like, very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the receiving caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing. So fuck all of you, because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
all right. We are back. Now, we talked a little bit about basketball and hit the NBA finals and the Western Conference finals. And in all these last couple of weeks, there's been some football stuff going on. And we're gonna start out with what was one of the craziest trades I ever saw as a notification came across my phone on that day. I was like, did I just read that right? I had to open up my phone to look at the notification completely. And yes, the notification did say that defensive end Miles Garrett has been traded from the Cleveland Browns purgatory to the Los Angeles Rams.
You couldn't even say it.
So as of going into this season, the Los Angeles Rams have the reigning MVP and the reigning defensive player of the year. And one Mr. Matthew Stafford and one Mr. Myles Garrett.
They really just don't want to win in Cleveland, do they?
No, not really, because instead of trading the walking massage that is Deshaun Watson and letting Shedeur Sanders take over the offense to at least give Myles Garrett a quarterback that he can play with at least once, they decided to trade Myles Garrett. I ain't gonna lie, they got back quite a haul in return. They did. They got a first-round draft pick, a second-round draft pick, and a fifth-round draft pick, and they got back Jared Verse, the young All-Pro from LA, which is kind of weird to me because I would always think that you would have wanted to pair Garrett and Verse together, considering they were saying Verse was kind of like Aaron Donald-like. And speaking of Aaron Donald, yeah, there's rumors now that he may be coming out of retirement. Yeah,
I was about to say that.
Stay your monstrous ass at home. Don't nobody need you. It's oh my goodness.
Monday, dressed to
Well,
go.
Brock, this is gonna be one of those years where you earn your money, my friend. You and Trent Williams, y'all both gonna earn your money. I will say this: in two matchups, Trent Williams in two matchups against Myles Garrett, Trent Williams has only given up 2 sacks. So, with the 49ers, that is, he's only given up 2 sacks to him. So if Myles is on Trent's side, Brock can sit for a little bit. If Myles is on the other side, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm afraid of it, but I'm not really afraid of it because at the end of the day, they got to face our defense too. And I think that the 49ers defense has actually gotten a little bit better this offseason. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I was shocked. Like, I didn't see this coming just because I don't think anybody heard any rumblings of this even being in the works or a thought. And so when this came out, I was shocked.
It's not that you can say.
So,
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
I don't know if you guys know who Benchwarmer Braun is, but him and this other guy that I follow on Instagram did a video of depicting what what it was like from the Rams side, finding out that they're trading for Myles Garrett, and like everybody's happy and all this, and everybody's like, yeah, Jared Verse is like, yeah, and I get to play on the line with Myles Garrett, and Coach McVay is like, hey, kid, come on
Nope,
over here real
sorry.
quick, let's talk. and he's like, yeah, and then it shows the players outside. I wonder what Coach called in Jared for. Yeah, him and Myles Garrett gonna tear it up, and they're like, yeah. And he's sitting there, he's like, yeah, man, we had to trade you to get Garrett. He's like,
Right,
what?
we're gonna need you to pack.
Yeah. he's like, yeah,
You gotta be
we're
at
sending you to
Cleveland tomorrow at noon.
He's like, and then Jared Verse goes running out of the office. No, I die before I go there. No. And they're like, what's up, Jared? Ah! He goes running off.
I have like pictures of Waterboy in my head for some reason.
Oh man. But hey, he's a young kid. He can only grow in Cleveland. You know, unlike Myles Garrett, I doubt he'll be facing double teams every game. So he can do some damage over there and help keep Cleveland's defense afloat. I don't know if they'll be a number one defense anymore without Garrett, but yeah.
Like, you literally traded away the only thing going for you. So I feel like that's pretty indicative of where they think their season is going.
I do like the one headline that I saw that said, it was a fake Adam Schefter account. It was like the Browns trade the Browns trade Myles Garrett to the Rams, and the Rams who consistently say fuck them first round picks trade their first round pick to and I'm like, well, this is one time. It's kind of like the Jalen Ramsey trade. This is the one time that I agree with the Rams for saying F them first round picks. Like, if I could get if the 49ers
that beats any first round pick whatsoever, I feel like.
I'm like
because that's a proven talent.
Yes. Like if I knew the 49ers could have got Garrett for a first round draft pick, this year's first round draft pick, a second round draft pick this year, and a fifth round, or the second round next year, and a fifth round 2 years from now, I'd be screaming, why didn't Kyle Shanahan and pull the fucking trigger on that? Because having a D line with Garrett on one side and fucking Nick Bosa on it would be like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry on the same court. It would just be unfair. With Fred Warner leading the linebackers, that would just be completely unfair.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. He's going to be a Ram. And what was already a clogged top of the NFC West with the Super Bowl champs, the 49ers and the Rams, is now even further clogged as the Rams just got better. Anyway, I'm not one to take away credit when it's due. That was a great move by the Rams, and I have nothing but respect for that front office for making that happen. That and the Trent McDuffie trade, that was good work. All right, another front office that's doing some good things is in the trade that took way too goddamn long to happen for as long as we've known it was going to happen. A.J. Brown was finally sent to the New England Patriots in a trade earlier this week. Matter of fact, on the same day that Myles Garrett was traded to the Rams.
Yeah. It was a busy day. Well,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because it was right around, like, we've got to hold on to these people until this day. And once we hit this day, we can basically do whatever the hell we want with them.
And the thing about it is that I don't get is the only thing that has that didn't happen that everybody thought was going to happen is everybody thought the 49ers were going to trade We're going to trade Brandon Ayuk after the first,
Well,
or release him.
They'll release him before September.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But first of all, because that's the one my husband's watching, right? Because the only ones that he's following that Ayuk is following on social media now is Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. But the thing is that the Commanders won't trade for him. And I don't think anybody else will either. He's untradeable right now.
Yeah, especially with the warrant now.
The warrant for misdemeanor exhibition of speed. Give me a freaking break at this point. I mean, like, okay, we get it. You're upset. But I mean, they're gonna release him, but when is the question? And this is, my husband and I were talking about this too, and I said, well, I could see what happens is they're waiting to see, does anybody lose anybody during training or during the beginning of preseason to the point that they're going to be willing to trade. Because that could force somebody's hand that wouldn't have originally been willing. But barring any of that, he'll be gone by that September deadline, or else they have to pay him.
But also remember, they've gotten rid of all the guaranteed money.
Oh yeah, but not the bonus money. Not that there's like there's 24 million, or there's some shit that, hold on, because I looked this up. Okay. Because he's had me keep, okay, yeah. So as of September, if he is still on the roster as of September 1st, they would have to pay him his $24.935 million bonus.
Okay. They may be willing to do it. They have more cap space than anybody else right now. So but,
well, this doesn't make sense. Okay.
Okay.
He's currently on their left squad list. So they could, I think they could get out of paying him. But I see they're gonna get rid of him around that time. I don't see he's not gonna
just to be done with it.
Yeah. But who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? Other big news that just cracked, I want to say day before yesterday. Sorry about that. Russell Wilson has finally retired from the NFL after a stint in Pittsburgh, and then last season, I believe, in New York, and being benched for Jackson Dart. He's called it a career. One Super Bowl, multiple Pro Bowls.
Good. And I think he's getting a broadcasting deal.
Yes, with CBS.
So that's what I thought. More power to him. I wish fucking Aaron Rodgers would take a page out of his book and just fucking retire.
Yeah.
Because we're all fucking sick of you, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think that the way that Russell Wilson did it was, I don't think anybody ever really wants to stop playing, but just you have nothing else to prove either. You've won a Super Bowl. You've made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out while your body is still somewhat
married to Ciara. Like,
you've got a hot wife and a ton of kids. Like,
yeah, go do your thing, bro.
Yep.
Go do your thing.
So
Ain't nobody holding you.
I respect players when they do that, because I know it's not easy. And we've seen, how many have we seen, like, leave and then come back and just stay gone?
Stay a little bit too long.
Yeah, a
Like,
lot bit too long.
All right. So Russell Wilson, good luck to you in your new career as a CBS analyst. Hopefully you won't be as annoying to hear as Joe Buck. Anyway.
Hopefully you won't be as annoying to hear as Tom Brady.
Or Troy Aikman. Anyway. So Odell Beckham Jr. has returned to the
Back
John
to the
Harbaugh
Giants.
Giants. Yep. He has officially gone full circle. But he was not the only receiver that they signed. They signed like him, Juju Smith Jr., and Braxton Berrios, I think his name was.
Okay.
I think what's his name with Malik Neighbors out there at the beginning of the season. Harbaugh is just trying to find him some receivers to fill in gaps. And I think they just lost their punt returner to a torn Achilles as well during minicamp. So
they've also got some internal issues going on over there because they've got a quarterback with some questionable politics.
I did like the way that what's his name, the defensive lineman handled
Yes.
what he said. Like he handled himself like a pure champ in that. Like, look, we ain't we ain't gotta agree on stuff like that.
You don't gotta apologize, but
right.
Just
but
know
I'm not going to show you support. Yeah.
Yep.
And
appreciate it. You gotta own the shit.
Yep. And then there were also some massive contracts extensions signed by NFL players in the last week or two, and that was Christian Watson signing a 4-year, $110 million contract, featuring a $31 million signing bonus. I just need to play one contract in NFL and I don't ever need to play again. Y'all can $5 million. Give me a $5 million signing bonus.
I don't even have to ever play. Just let me sign and get the bonus.
Yep. And then, oops, I'm going to retire right as soon as I get the signing bonus. As soon as the check clears, I'm done.
Give me my guaranteed money.
Nick Herbig, linebacker for the Steelers, I believe, signed a 4-year extension worth $100 million. Right on, $25 million a year. $42 million is fully guaranteed. Hey,
wow,
that's still generational money. And Drake London.
Are these teams not learning anything from Cleveland and Dallas? Like that guaranteed money. I mean, I'm all for it for the players, but teams because right after Dak signed, fucking that next season, done. Fucking Deshaun Watson, done. Also, how do you give that man guaranteed money when you brought him in already with everything? Like, he should have been a cheap ass deal that you don't have to pay shit to for shit.
Yeah, 100%.
He should just have been thankful that anybody wanted to hire him at that point.
Let's see. In other NFL news, Baker Mayfield it said he's stalled on the contract extension with Tampa Bay. I'm pretty sure they'll get something done, but he said he won't talk during the preseason or season, so they better get something done soon. There's rumors flying around that the Saints may be trying to trade Alvin Kamara. The Bengals and the Packers are merged as potential trade destinations. I think it'll be interesting to see him with the Packers. More than with
Diggs
the
really wants to play for the Commanders, it appears.
Yeah, really. Hadn't I heard that one?
Yeah, he's been posting. So he's from the DC area, I believe.
Okay, so he's trying to get on. They're waiting. They're waiting for Brandon Ayuk, and he's sitting there like, "Hey, look at me!
Yep,
pick
that's
me,
it. Yep. He's being a total pick me right now, and they're like, we don't really care because if we don't end up with either one of you, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, we still got Terry McLaurin. We still got
we don't actually need you. Like, you might be beneficial if you can get back to, I don't know how you actually played, but and then Stephon Diggs just comes with too much drama.
After that, well, his 1 year in New England, he didn't have that much off the field drama, but yeah.
Not true.
Really?
That's one of the reasons why they think that he got released. One was the Cardi B stuff, but two, now granted, his court date, everything got done and all of that, but that that, 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 that supposedly did come into play with. Yeah.
Well, he's not signing any more contract extensions. No, he's not. And then the last subject of the night will be the Bears potentially moving to Hammond, Indiana, approximately a 20-mile drive further than getting to Wrigley Field. And people are losing their fucking minds.
You mean
And
Soldier
I don't
Field?
get why. Oh, Soldier Field. Sorry, not Wrigley. I was thinking baseball. My bad.
When did they start playing baseball?
Sorry.
It's
Caleb
okay.
Williams, that new young center fielder.
Hey, you know, but I knew what you meant.
Yep. As long as we were there, it's all good. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like this would be like this to me is as silly as those people who complained when the 49ers moved to Santa Clara. It's like,
Well,
dude,
okay,
it's a 20-mile drive. Like,
I
chill
get
out.
it. I get it. Also, like I get how there are parts of different states that are technically suburbs of these big cities, like
Yeah.
St. Louis, right? A suburb of St. Louis is in a whole ass other state,
Yeah.
Illinois, I believe.
Okay.
Or Indiana, I can't remember which one of those. Ohio and Kentucky have stuff, but
Suburbs,
this is one of those that at least with the Niners, they were still in the same state.
Okay, I feel you.
So if they're
I feel
calling
you.
them the Chicago Bears but you know what? The New York Jets played in New Jersey.
Jersey for a
So-
long time. Yeah, still do, don't they?
So,
Isn't that where MetLife is, or is MetLife in Manhattan?
Hold on. Because I thought that they moved back to New York with
With MetLife? With
yeah.
the new stadium? Yeah. What's funny to
Oh
me?
no. MetLife is located at the Meadowlands Sports Complex in East Rutherford, New Jersey,
New Jersey,
5 to 6 miles west of Manhattan across the Hudson River.
Oh my God. So somebody was telling me geography wise, and we'll close on this, that there's New York State, there's New York City, and then there's New York County within that. So if you send somebody something there, you're sending it to them in New York, New York, New York. Like, huh? All right. So y'all figure that one out on your own. We're going to wrap it up here at the classroom. It's been another great day of sports talk and fun with the one and only O'Malley. We'll be back next Sunday night, 6 p.m. Up next, in the next probably about 40 minutes or so, should be the Saint with an episode of MVT Deuce. Sorry, Saint, if you're watching. We ran a little bit late. We started a little bit late, but we got one in. We got it in. So like I tell people always, you can catch me on Tuesday, Football Tuesdays, playing some College Sports 26. Well, I can still enjoy playing that game after all the stuff I saw that they added with 27. I'm going to enjoy playing 26 for now. And then my regular streams Wednesday, Thursday. Actually, I think this week they may be coming in the evening, but I'll talk to Saint about that. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay blessed, stay up, and be safe out there. We out. Peace.
Bye.